Hey guys, it's me, Mr. 250, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All. So, before we get started, I am using a new microphone. Did a little bit of testing with it, but this will be my first real, actual usage of it, so I'm a little bit excited. And hopefully it all goes well. It seems like it's doing pretty well. But anyway, we last left off. Let's see, we were in a trial, and weren't we supposed to be coming back into the trial? Like, we were going to leave, and it's like, no, we must solve this today. I think that's where we were. So let's get back into that real quick. Thankfully, Edgeworth was pretty with us on that point. Dude, I can't believe that, Adrian. No way, not cool? Not cool and collected Adrian Andrews. She's your manager. It would have been very easy for her to pull this off. The only person who had easy access to the knife you used at dinner was, well, her. So after the ceremony, during the break, huh? I was sleeping like a log the entire time. See, she could have also easily planted that blood-covered button in your Hakama. Because she was the one that came to wake me up. Then, dude, you're saying it really was her? Yes, she's the real killer. She was the one who murdered Juan Carita. But why? I thought she was buds with Juan. She has her own agenda. Her own agenda? What are you talking about? I'm sure you'll see by the time this trial's over. It'll be alright. I'll get you acquitted by the end of today. Get me a verdict that's refreshing like a spring breeze. Okay, Mr. Lawyer Dude? Why are you still... Okay. Phoenix, you think her motive is related to Celeste Impax's missing suicide note, right? Yes. Miss Andrews depended on Miss Impax as her strength and reason to live. But then Miss Impax suddenly killed herself. It sounds like she left a suicide note, and the person thought to have hidden it is Juan Carita, the victim of this murder. And that's why I think that Miss Andrews got close to Mr. Carita. All to get the suicide note back. That sounds plausible. But one thing bothers me. What? Who was it that first told us about the relationship? Better stated, Miss Andrews' dependency issues with regards to Miss Impax? It was Edgeworth. It looks like he's still the one in command of the ship. Don't let your guard down yet. It seems like the mic might be a little loud. I'm going to do some post-processing so it won't be too bad, but I'm going to lower it just a little bit and see if that helps out. I get worried because every now and then I get a little loud on the mic, and I don't want it to come across as like ear-screechingly loud, March 22nd, 2:25 p.m. Court will now reconvene. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you please. The prosecution calls the witness subpoenaed by this court. Miss Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Mr. Juan Carita's room. What is your occupation? I am the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Madden Guard. I see. Now then. Before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request. Yes, sure. What is it? I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing, and would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine recently. No. I have no idea what you mean. I've never even heard of Gossipland. If the judge was ever a prosecution witness, he'd do all my work for me. Anyway, I was wondering if you could please tell us about your relation to the victim. Yes, I was seeing Mr. Kurita. I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Juan. But this was a private matter between Juan and myself. So it was a fry and bait matter. Or a bait and fry? Reminds me of fishing. But I didn't kill him. No one is accusing you of that. I mean, I am. I think there's someone who would beg to differ. I think we all understand your relationship with the victim now, Miss Andrews. Very well then. Witness, please testify to the court about what happened when you discovered the murder that had taken place. When I found the body, it was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Juan's room, and there was his dead body. I was in shock. I'm sure you were. What I saw was, naturally, the exact same scene as in the crime scene photo. I felt as though I was about to faint, so I... Wait, really? So I poured myself a glass of juice? Okay. Not my thing that I do when I'm panicking, but... Sure. It's a little weird. You poured yourself a glass of juice? Yes. Sadly, I didn't remember not to touch things at the scene of a crime. And I disturbed the crime scene by moving this one thing. And that is when the fingerprints on the wine glass were made, Your Honor. I see, that makes perfect sense. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Phoenix. She's one cool and collected customer, and she is the brains to match. Yes, I know. In order to catch a person like her, you have to avoid head-on confrontations. You should disrupt her pacing. Disrupt her pacing? She's the type of woman who's easily thrown off by things and consistent with her thinking. So you have to attack when she least expects it. The instant you let up on your offense is the instant this trial is over. Understand? She wouldn't expect me to just let her go and all of a sudden call her guilty, right? Maybe? It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt Engard from his room. Hold it! And what was Mr. Engard doing at the time? He was taking a nap. He was worn out from his many performances as the Nickel Samurai during the ceremony. Look how grumpy she looks. Mr. Engard did say he was taking a nap. Then I guess you could say it could not have been taken out of his room, yes? Excuse me? It? What are you... Right. I thought years of school would have taught you how to construct a sentence. If you can't make a sensible sentence with a subject, then I'll make one for you. Watch. Did you, Miss Andrews, remove Mr. Engard's knife from his room? No. Subject, verb, object, right. Did you skip basic grammar? The witness may continue. By the way, I just recently learned that the, there's this one picture I've seen online a lot, where it's, Edgeworth saying, you're not a clown, you're the entire circus. Which I love, and I found out apparently that's not a real thing in the game. I was really hoping that would be a real thing, and at some point in, maybe not this one, but like, when I do the other games, at some point, it would come up. But apparently that's like one of those, the fake ones. Like, they have the online ones where you can, input text, and then make the character say it, so to speak. Apparently that's what that's from, which I was a little bummed out about, because I really wanted to see that at some point. Anyway, after that, I went to Juan's room. And why did you do that? As a friendly gesture, Juan was to make an appearance with the other heroes. So the show was supposed to be a show of friendship, huh? Let's press it further. Is that the only reason? I beg your pardon? What are you implying? You had a certain goal in mind when you started to get close to him, correct? So perhaps you had a more personal matter to discuss with the victim? Sorry, but I didn't have any such intentions in mind at that time. I can't get her to talk without a strong piece of evidence, I guess. May we continue now? Witness! What did you see when you got into his room? That might be the point I need to push then. She went to Juan's room. So maybe we need to put some evidence there. We'll keep pressing for a little bit though. And there was his dead body. I was in shock. You were in shock? What? Was I not supposed to be? Miss Andrews is a very calculating person. And despite how close they were, I doubt she had romantic feelings for Mr. Kurita. Anyone randomly stumbling upon a dead body would be in shock. And you can't seriously expect that a young beauty like her would not be shocked. Somehow, I don't think beauty has anything to do with being shocked or not. I see. Yes. What I saw was, naturally, the exact same scene as in the crime scene photo. This is the photo you're referring to, correct? Yes, the one with the knife lodged in his chest. And the guitar case was like this, too. Yes, it was open and empty, of course. And then, what did you do next, witness? I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. Juice? Yes, there was a bottle of tomato juice on the table, so I helped myself. But you didn't drink any of it, did you? Huh? There were no lip marks left on this wine glass to suggest that anyone drank from it. I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down, without drinking it. Miss Andrews, I would like to confirm with you one more time. When you discovered the dead body of Juan Kurita, you were in great shock. And that's when you poured yourself the glass of juice, correct? And what of it? My mind really was a complete blank at the time. Your mind was a complete blank. I didn't think that was possible for you. Aren't you rude today? I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake. That one thing. What one thing? Never mind. It's no big deal. What was she starting to say just now? Ah, that's what we need to go for. Miss Andrews, I'm convinced that, as you said, you made a mistake at the scene of the crime. What I really want to know is what this mistake was. Actually, so would I. I'm sorry. It's kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over. Flower vase? Are you talking about the one on the floor in the crime photo? This mess of glass shards, yes. It was originally on top of the dresser. But when I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell onto the guitar case. Why did you withhold such an important piece of information? I'm sorry. I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, that people would simply assume the vase was just another part of the mess. It looks like yet another fact has come to light here. Please add this in anything else you have to reveal to your testimony. I'm sorry, but I have nothing more to add. I didn't touch anything else. Edgeworth doesn't quite believe her. I was the one who knocked the flower vase over, where it fell into the guitar case. Now, I think we can potentially dispute that. The flower vase fell into the guitar case. Maybe not. It looks like it didn't fall into the guitar case, because if it did, wouldn't it be in the guitar case? Almost as if the guitar case was closed. Because if I remember right, you don't see it in this photo, but if I remember right, I think there was something on, like, the top of the case. That might have been flower petals, to be honest. But we see here, if it fell on the guitar case and the case was open, there should presumably be pieces of vase and flower in the case. Very interesting. I think we're going to press there, but that might be where we have to bring up some evidence. What kind of flower vase was it? It was a glass vase, and it was fairly big and heavy. I thought I would try to take Juan's pulse. So I set the glass I was holding down on the dresser, and that's when my elbow accidentally hit. So, wait, so you thought he was dead, you went to pour yourself a glass of juice, then you came back and decided to check his pulse. That's weird. And that's when my elbow accidentally hit the vase. That's odd. I thought she was always in total control of herself. That's what she would like people to think. Always be mindful of the gap between your perception and reality. Doesn't sound like there's any glaring contradictions in her testimony just now. I warned you earlier that she would not crack so easily. The only way to make her is to keep on the offensive and not let up. The only way you're going to catch her is with some very strong, decisive evidence. I have to find something. I just have to. For Maya's sake. So I'm pretty sure it's that last one. Now, I'm going to actually take a quick break, because I realize I haven't actually tested. There's a mute thing on this mic, but I want to make sure it doesn't make any weird noises when I push it. So I'm going to test it real quick. We'll be back in a second. Sorry, it's just easier for me to do it while I'm already mid-recording. Anyway, let's see what we can present here. There's some water only in the top of the lid, and it was empty. So we can either present this or possibly the picture. I think it's the picture, but if it doesn't work, we'll try. Well, no, hold on, because I'm gonna actually fail this if I don't save. Let me save really quick. Let's see, episode 4. Let me save real quick, just in case this is wrong, because this actually will fail me, I believe. So let's try presenting the crime photo. Oh, that sounds right. You testified that you knocked the flower vase over. Is this correct? Yes. And are you sure it fell into the guitar case? Is there some problem with what I said? It's not some problem. It's a major problem. It's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. However, that's exactly what is so strange. And Miss Andrews, you testified that the vase fell under the guitar case. However, if that was true, the case should have gotten wet on the inside, not the outside. That's very true. Furthermore, there's one other strange thing about this guitar case. And what is that? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. The remains of the vase are scattered on the floor. And what is wrong with that? If the guitar case was open when the vase fell, the glass shards should be inside, not outside the case. Ah! What is your point, right? The case was closed at the time the vase was knocked over? Is that all? No, think back to what Miss Andrews testified to. She said that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else. Yes, that's right. She did implicitly say she didn't touch the guitar case. But this whole matter with the guitar case is a dead end. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. It has no bearing of this case at all. That may very well be. However, the empty guitar case does seem to have no relation to this case, doesn't it? Seems that there's no deeper meaning to the guitar case. Well, Mr. Wright, do you think we need to hear more details about the guitar? Yes, make or testify! The empty guitar case. I believe this is a crucial piece of the puzzle. I can't believe anyone would reach for straws like this. But it is you. I can't believe I'm doing this either. Alright, I'll follow along. For now, Miss Andrews, please testify to the court about the guitar case. Yes, Your Honor. The guitar case. I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. As for why I opened the case, even I don't know. That sounds oddly suspicious. It looks like this wasn't a very important point. This wastefulness is such a familiar feeling by now that it's almost comforting. I like how he says that, but we've managed to win all of our cases against him. And all of these little inane tiny things we've gone after have proven to be important. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and start the cross-examination. Using anyway to change the topic. A convenient escape for a weak man. You can't say that if I've successfully proven myself multiple times. I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. During your testimony just now, did you remember those events clearly in your mind? Well, you see... Are you sure you're the one who opened the guitar case? She's waiting for someone to tell her if she should answer or not. Sounds like her dependent side is taking over. Well, Miss Andrews. Yes, it was me. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. So you opened the guitar case then? Yes? Well, maybe? Why did you open the guitar case? Huh? Mr. Kurita's dead body was right in front of you, wasn't it? I would think that the first thing you would do is call for help, not open a guitar case. As the witness has said multiple times, when she found the dead body, she was dazed. Yes, and that's what dazed people do. They open guitar cases. Maybe I was curious to know if the bright red guitar was all right or not. I thought, maybe the criminal took it. Why would she care about the bright red guitar? But getting back on topic. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. Was it really empty? I was just wondering if maybe when you opened the case, the guitar was still inside. How long have you been a lawyer, Mr. Wright? Have a little professionalism. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. These trials would be over in half the time if you would just pay attention. Yes, pay more attention, Mr. Wright. Sorry. As for why I opened the case, even I don't know. I doubt that. Was that because you were shocked and dazed at discovering the victim's body? Yes, that's probably it. I don't know about that. I'm not going to get anywhere if I continue pressing her like this. The only way to make her talk is with evidence. Guess I should give it a try. Come on, Phoenix, we can't afford to let up on her now. I wasn't planning on letting up, but she's at her weakest now, so this is our chance. Yeah, if we had a weapon to hit her with. I'm sure a weapon is hiding somewhere in the court record, waiting to be found. So how did he... Hold on. I think this is the important part. How did he die? I know it wasn't the knife. It was something else. Strangled with a scarf, then stabbed with a knife. I thought it was blunt, maybe. Okay. Nothing terribly interesting with that one. Maybe... I don't think she'd put the knife in the case. Maybe she put the scarf in the case somehow? I think the important thing as well is, why did she fill up the wine glass with juice? I feel like there's got to be an importance behind that as well. What would she have done? Like, to cover up blood, perhaps? Did we check to make sure that the blood in his chest wasn't tomato juice, maybe? Huh. You know, Let me go back real quick. So she opened the guitar case for some reason. She said the case was empty. I don't think we can disprove that the case is empty, at least not right off. Now, I think the difference is that she knows why she opened the case. But I don't really know where to attack this on, so I am gonna look it up. Okay, yeah, because I'm just not gonna figure this out without messing up.